Time now for stories that are trending now. And Olamide Odekunle is standing by to bring us up to speed. Good morning, Olamide.
Good morning, team. How are you doing today?
Very well.
Very well. Now, for you watching at home, I was just confronted by my team that my trending stories aren't trending enough, so you guys will be the judge of that. Let me take it away. Good morning, Nigeria. I like to say that TVC has a finger on the pulse and our eyes on the streets, and we do our best on a daily basis to bring you trending stories from Nigeria and indeed across the globe in order to have some interesting and hopefully productive dialogue about these trending stories. In our first development, renowned Nigerian chess player and founder of Chess in Slums Africa, Tunde Onakoya, met with President Bola Tinubu on Monday night, presenting his Guinness World Record certificate for the longest chess marathon. Now, this meeting was announced in a post on the president's official X handle, where President Tinubu praised Onakoya's dedication to uplifting underserved communities through chess education and youth development. Describing Onakoya's work as both inspiring and nationally significant, the president expressed a strong interest in expanding the Chess in Slums Africa initiative across Nigeria. He also commended the Guinness record holder for his outstanding contributions to society and his positive global representation of Nigeria. The presidency has also indicated the government's readiness to explore ways to support and scale Onakoya's initiative nationwide. However, Onakoya's visit has generated mixed reactions online, with some social media users criticizing him for engaging with the political elite. While people continue to judge him online, doesn't change the fact that Chess in Slums is changing the lives of Nigerian children. There's a lot of sentiment going on online about this trending story. They are saying that him mingling with the political elite, such as the president, dilutes his grassroots advocacy. On the other hand, we have to think that this is also a necessary step for him to scale his social impact. Let's take a look at social media. At Enoch says, what makes everyone think he was invited and not that he even lobbied for it, which I find nothing wrong with anyway. It's the office of the president, regardless of whoever is there. That office is huge, and having the presidency back him up is good for his cause. The guy has always stayed away from political discussions. Let him be. Indeed, you guys were ripping him apart online. At Cleverly says, attacking Tunde for visiting the president of the country is silly. And we'll take another tweet. Well, those are the submissions that we have for that. You guys had a lot to say. I think it's great for his cause. But moving on, in another development, just weeks after vanishing with millions of dollars belonging to unsuspecting Nigerian investors, the controversial digital trading platform Crypto Bridge Exchange, aka CBEX, is back in business. Now, the platform, which posed as a financial investment hub but has been widely exposed as a Ponzi scheme, abruptly halted its operations in April, locking users out of their accounts and wiping out several people's life savings. This move triggered widespread panic and even led to the looting of its Ibadan office. And now, CBEX operators are now urging investors to return to the platform to reclaim, in quote, their lost funds. Some users are saying that their trade volumes have been restored, but this comes with a catch. They're now being asked to pay $200 to reactivate their accounts and withdraw their money. The scheme originally promised to double users' deposits within 40 days, which is, of course, a classic hallmark of digital Ponzi operations. Following their collapse, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission arrested several suspects and traced the missing funds to accounts in at least 4 countries. And the agency has since declared multiple Nigerian collaborators wanted, with 2 more names added just last week. But we must ask this question: is this just the next stage in an ongoing scam? I don't know. I think that as much as we have to hold the fraudsters accountable, we must also look at the financial desperation and the lack of digital awareness that makes us Nigerians such easy targets for Ponzi schemes like this. But let's take a look at social media. AfroConnect says, the controversial. He says, say what you want, but CBEX bouncing back with fresh withdrawal options shows their resilience. Let's see if they can regain trust and actually deliver this time. A word is enough for the wise. We'll take another tweet. Excess for Real says, they want to collect some people's money to pay some people. When some people hear that people are collecting money, they will rush to deposit the $200 and then use part of the money to pay another set of people. Before you know it, then don't see ×2 of the initial money they ran with. CBEX, please give people a break. Moving on now, chaos reportedly broke out at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, LUTH, earlier this week, as a grieving family accused the hospital of refusing to release the corpse of their deceased loved one without the payment of a so-called release fee amounting to 1.5 million naira. Now, according to the family, all medical bills totaling over 7 million naira had already been settled before the patient passed. But despite their financial compliance, they claim that the hospital is now threatening police involvement and leveraging its institutional influence to coerce them into making an additional payment. Take a look at this.
We brought him here from Aisha Hospital. He was talking. But since he came here 15 days, everything in a day. Yes. And he wants to go 1.9 million without telling us. So the man will 46,000. Ogun 1.9 million. My brother was swollen up since Sunday.
Now, of course, this incident has drawn a lot of outrage on social media, and many Nigerians are pointing to a growing trend of what they describe as inhumane treatment and administrative extortion in public hospitals. And this is not the first time that these allegations are surfacing. Just the other day at the Federal Medical Center in Jabi, a similar uproar erupted recently following accusations of negligence and an overall nonchalant attitude by healthcare workers towards accident victims. And of course, this case here at LUTH adds to the chorus of concerns about how some government health institutions in Nigeria treat patients and their families, not just in life, but also in death. I can't imagine that a grieving family is dealing with dragging the corpse of their brother. I think that is absolutely unacceptable. Now, legally, court precedents have shown us that the hospital can go through legal channels to collect debt from a family, but they cannot hold a corpse as a bargaining tool. Let's take a look at social media. Dr. Chinemerem says, this is how you all destroy the facilities left in the country. The 1.9 million naira is the hospital bills for services rendered. Death is tragic, but the hospital is not a charity, and government isn't paying the bills either. Let's learn to think before commenting. He told you. Jane Bond says, 1.9 million naira to release a loved one's body. This is cruel and exploitative. Families are grieving, not business deals. People deserve compassion, not extortion. Now, team, we wouldn't be good journalists if we didn't talk about this. What do you make of this sentiment that is going online? Tunde Onakoya, the chess player, he's being dragged online. They're saying that he's mingling with the political elite. Why did he meet with the president? Don't you think that this is a necessary tool in scaling his social impact? Shouldn't this be great for his cause?
I don't know why anybody would want to criticize him for meeting the president. He is trying to get children out of slums. He's trying to give them a platform that will make it easy for them to find their feet in life. And if he is hobnobbing, so to say, with the political class, it's a link. You know, he needs every help he can to ensure that what he is doing for the slum children is successful. So I don't see why anybody would want to criticize him for that. CBEX. Okay, let's say you have $170 in your CBEX account and you're asked to pay $200 to withdraw that money. Do the maths.
It's not mathing. The math isn't mathing here.
It's sad that some persons will still fall for that at the end of the day. But I want to quickly touch on Tunde Onakoya's story. Congratulations to you, Tunde, on what you're doing and the fact that the federal government has recognized your effort. Any collaboration you need and that you're getting, please take it. Leave haters. They will keep speaking. They'll keep hating. It's not as if they have contributed to the success that you have achieved over the years. How many of them are helping people in their neighborhood and even their families? I'll leave that question to them. Now to the issue of LUTH and the family that is saying that they are demanded to pay 1.5 million. Did the hospital tell you about their policy? If the hospital did not tell you about their policy, then you have a case. But if they have told you about their policy when it comes to these kinds of matters, you have to pay. That's where I'll leave it.
All right, so I'll start with Tunde, and I say you can never satisfy human beings. Even if you lie down, they say you didn't lie flat enough. He's been doing a fantastic job, and we definitely have to give him the accolades for that. He's been putting Nigeria on the map. People will always talk, but you definitely just have to do what is right, and that's what he's been doing, and big congratulations to him. Now, for the story of the, the hospital, Veronica, I will beg to differ, because here, this is where our compassion comes in. Because they have paid 7 million naira, and look at the sadness. They paid this money, and they still lost. They lost the person. Veronica, we're talking about death here. Somebody had died. I understand that, facilities need to be paid for and everything. But sometimes, where is our compassion? What if they don't have the money to pay? Are they going to seize the dead body? Is that what you're saying?
Hospitals don't run on compassion, my sister.
They
should pay.
Or even maybe reduce the money, but not to pay. Alamide is 1.9 million naira.
I believe, but we cannot deny the fact, Veronica, that compassion is an important part
to come
of the medical profession.
Because they've lost the son, the boy.
The hospital has a policy. If they need to run the hospital on everything that they need, and they are hinging on that money, you have to.
So would they seize the dead body?
That is left to them. Whatever they want to do with it, I do not know.
I think compassion falls in here. Compassion definitely has to fall in.
Let me come in here.
I'm just wondering whether the family still have plenty of money after all of those millions they've paid.
7 million.
To the hospital to still pay for this. My apologies. Because the issue of compassion really plays in here. After we spend such amount of money to help our loved one to come back well, and the person eventually dies, there's a whole lot of broken down that has happened here. And so, yes, policy we understand, but can we also mix policy with compassion?
Maybe they should care, because they should care. They signed an oath to care. They have to be human. They have to care.
Between the hospital and the family to say, you know what, if we release this person to you, can we come to an agreement?
Let them have the conversation.
That's what they should have done.
Or even reduce the bill a bit, considering the fact that they had already paid 7 million naira. I tell you, when somebody dies, the conversation totally changes. To the Tunde's story, look, sometimes I don't wonder. I wonder why people think your enemy would be my own enemy, or somebody you don't like. I would not like the person. I mean, come on. Don't you want to meet the president? I want to. I really want to.
I don't only want to meet with the president. I want to have a sit down and a conversation with the president.
Shake his hand, take a picture.
Please. I mean, that's the commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whether you like it or not. So sometimes pocket your nonsensical sentiment and allow the young man to move ahead.
Nelson is getting really emotional about this.
Because it's not really necessary. Sometimes we just are too sentimental about things
about the Luth issue. I think withholding the corpse is not very sensitive. I believe there are legal ways you can get this thing done. Let's try and be a little bit more humane.
No, I agree with you that we should be humane, but I would keep saying this, that the families could have addressed it in a better way as well. You don't have to put everything on social media.
You can't tell the person how to act when you lose a loved one.
We have to take into consideration the fact. We have to take into consideration the fact that every day that body is there, it is robbing them of a possible burial. It is decomposing. We have to take that into consideration.
Let the hospital deal with it.
We can't even tell people how to grieve.
Let them come to an agreement of how the bill can be offset.
And so you must have a conversation to have an agreement.
It could be documented. If we give you the cops, when can you pay? Then
you will not find them again. We are in Nigeria.
All right.
Thank you so much for your submissions, team. Moving on.
Thank you, Mide.